הנעילה.
אלון הלילה, אלון הלילה, המציא לנו מחילה בשעת הנעילה.
מיכאל, שר ישראל, אליהו וגבריאל, סברו נא הגאולה בשעת הנעילה.
אלון הלילה, אלון הלילה, המציא לנו
בדיצה ובצהולה בשעת הנעילה.
אלון הלילה, אלון הלילה, המציא לנו מחילה בשעת הנעילה.
מיכאל, שר ישראל, אליהו וגבריאל, סברו נא הגאולה בשעת הנעילה.
אלון הלילה, אלון הלילה, המציא לנו
ובצהולה בשעת הנעילה.
אלון הלילה, אלון הלילה, המציא לנו מחילה בשעת הנעילה.
מיכאל, שר ישראל, אליהו וגבריאל, סברו נא הגאולה בשעת הנעילה.
אלון הלילה, אלון הלילה, המציא לנו
וצהולה בשעת הנעילה.
אלונה הלילה, אלונה הלילה, הצילנו מחילה בשעת הנעילה.
מיכאל, שר ישראל, אליהו וגבריאל, סברו נא הגאולה בשעת הנעילה.
אלונה הלילה, אלונה הלילה, הצילנו.
בדיצה ובצהולה בשעת הנעילה.
אלונה הלילה, אלונה הלילה, הצילנו מחילה בשעת הנעילה.
מיכאל, שר ישראל, אליהו וגבריאל, סברו נא הגאולה בשעת הנעילה.
אלונה הלילה, אלונה הלילה, הצילנו.
בדיצה ובצהולה בשעת הנעילה.
אלונה הלילה, אלונה הלילה, הצילנו מחילה בשעת הנעילה.
מיכאל, שר ישראל, אליהו וגבריאל, סברו נא הגאולה בשעת הנעילה.
אלונה הלילה, אלונה הלילה, הצילנו.
הנעילה.
Elora Halila, Elora Halila, Amsila,
Hello and welcome. I'm David Gelfand, Rabbi at Temple Israel, the city of New York. And it is my privilege, my honor, to host this evening for the World Union for Progressive Judaism. Some of you, I'm sure, know about it. Others will learn more about it now. I learned about it from my rabbi when I was 15 years old. And so strange, I had to do a project about South America. Now we are here in Buenos Aires, Argentina. We are here in a community that represents my theme for Hanukkah tonight. And my theme, I will share with you in a moment, is all about possibility, potential, and hope. Possibility, potential, and hope. And I will frame what we are doing here tonight as you watch this in that spirit. Here we are in a synagogue led by Rabbi Adrian Fada. We are at NCI Emmanuel in Belgrano in a new campus, a place that represents possibility, potential, and hope with the Arlene Fern School on this new campus, an expansion of what I first saw here 20 years ago at a very difficult time when the Argentinian Jewish community was under siege by virtue of a depression. and not the kind from here, but from the wallet and the pocketbook. We have had many kinds of leaders. This evening, it is firstly my pleasure and privilege to welcome you and to introduce you to Carol Sterling, a dedicated chairperson of the World Union for Progressive Judaism, along with Andrew Keene, part of the management committee. One of my teachers, Rabbi David Hartman of blessed memory, suggests that the real miracle of Hanukkah is not that the little jar of oil lasted a particular amount of time, but rather that the miracle is that any group of people would take the time to light some oil, not knowing how long it would last. That's what the World Union has been trying to do for decades. And that's what Carol has been doing during her time in office, to light the flames of potential and possibility and hope. And so it is our privilege first to hear from Carol, and with her to hear from Andrew.
Thank you, Rabbi Gelfand. Erev Tov, Shavua Tov, and Hagurim Sameach. It is so good to be together here in the World Cup winning country of Argentina, and with all of you, our extended World Union family who are joining us online as we commence the 8 days of Chanukah. Chanukah is our festival of rebuilding, of rededication, and of miracles. The last few years have been filled with many challenges for all of us. This past year saw the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, and as a response, the World Union for Progressive Judaism established the Ukraine Crisis Fund, which I am honored to co-chair with Rabbi Igor Zinkov of the Liberal Jewish Synagogue in London. Collectively, we have raised over $2 million to support and sustain our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. And in a few minutes, you will see how your generosity has kept hope alive and saved lives. We are so grateful and thank you for putting our shared values into action. As the war rages and winter overtakes Ukraine, the needs continue to increase. So as we gather to light our Chanukias, to eat latkes and sufganiyot, exchange gifts and play dreidel with our families and friends this Chanukah, we are reminded of the urgency to bring light into the world. May each candle we kindle this year remind us that every act of kindness, of justice, thoughtfulness, and tzedakah makes our world a better place, just as each candle makes this world a brighter place. Together, let us reignite our pride and hope as we celebrate this festival of lights, and let us be those lights that shine proudly and brightly. On behalf of your World Union family, we wish you a meaningful and joyous Chanukah.
The sun is just setting here in Buenos Aires, and soon we'll light the first candle of the Chanukiah. The candles are a reminder and resemble our leaders of our movement from around the world, in Ukraine and in the region, and from all corners of the world, who since last February have responded in small ways and in huge ways, and like the candles have brought a lot of light into some very dark places. And we hope that tonight you can feel the warmth of these candles and the light of these candles and share it with your community, and keep in mind those who are using this Hanukkah season to bring light to dark places. Hag Sameach.
Kochana, ja pracę już smorena, očna chvilinom kucha. Tyż nie lekaj se szeliżonki bosy, zmoczesz choladną rosą. Jaś tebe mila, ja aż do chatinonki sam na rukach wynesu. Tronchita visoki usičeni, listje blestejo gentili. Nebo, ljuboki, zaiste nazoreni, šoto za Božja krasa, perlami jasne popet topoljami, rajek perlista rosa. Tronchita visoki usičeni, listje blestejo gentili. Nebo, ljuboki, zaiste nazoreni, šoto za Božja krasa, perlami jasne popet topoljami, rajek perlista rosa. Prace już zmorę
To have real leadership means to be in partnership. It means to create a sacred covenant for us between the lay leadership and the president of the World Union for Progressive Judaism. Carol Sterling began her own personal life as a committed Jew, and that only grew through the years to the point that she became a synagogue president. Rabbi Sergio Bergman, who will speak to us in a moment, began as a member of the community, a youth leader, and then found his way to become a rabbi. Carol Sterling went on to become chair of the Canadian Council of Reform Judaism. Rabbi Bergman didn't have a region, so he just created one, in a sense, here in Argentina that became part of the partnership here in Latin America. Each of them working together for the ideals and the dreams of the Jewish people, who see and want to live life as progressive Jews with compassion and understanding to all and a spirit of inclusivity. In Sefer Yetzirah, an early Jewish mystical text, we can understand Rabbi Bergman in a certain way for Chanukah. First of all, Chanukah is on the 25th. It begins, as it does for us here, celebrating the miracle as we think of it. And for a lot of Argentinians, it's a little confusing right now which miracle we're talking about by virtue of the World Cup. 2 million people poured into the streets this afternoon as we watched the conclusion of the game with Rabbi Bergman and his family. It is quite a sight and a lot of noise. But for us, Sefer Yetzirah tells us as we begin a recognition of the importance of light. You know, the 25th of Kislev, the 25th word in the Torah is light. Maybe there's something there. Leaders who want to create light that is so much needed today. We say that the word Chanukah means rededication. That means rededication to our ideals and to our dreams. But Sefer Yetzirah looks at it another way. It adds another dimension. It says, in its own way, that the miracle is the miracle of Mesirat Nefesh. It is the ability to stand tall when there is darkness. Whether it was in Argentina, whether it is in the Ukraine, whether it is as we fight the scourge of bigotry and anti-Semitism, which has dramatically changed since last Chanukah, and not for the better. Standing tall amidst darkness. And second, to respond to the call of duty, to not only take the position of leadership for acknowledgement or recognition, but to be responsible and to help others stand tall with you. Rabbi Sergio Bergman, the president of the World Union of Progressive Judaism, speaking in the new NCI Emmanuel, he began his career as a youth leader here, and he began his career as the rabbi of Emmanuel, and then the creation of NCI Emmanuel, and then the creation of Fundación Judaica, and now Judaica, a network of thriving Reform Judaism here in Argentina. Rabbi Bergman.
Thank you, David, and Chag Urim Sameach. This is for us an opportunity, also a privilege, to share with all of you this Hanukkah celebration. The last year we shared in the virtual mood Hanukkah galas, but this year is not a gala, it's a celebration because we are in the middle of a war in Ukraine, in Europe. We are in the middle of the challenge, how we can really be together, and like Rabbi Gelfand said before, Mesirat Nefesh, to stand tall and to be together like one, because we are one family, one people. We are asking for all of you to support us to help others. We are talking about the miracle of the light in Chanukah, but to light, you need the oil. That means to bring light in the darkness, we need your concrete support. We are lighting lights like a miracle, because also we celebrate the next year, 75th anniversary from the State of Israel. This is also Mesirat HaNefesh. We remember the partnership and the support when the World Union offered to us help here in Argentina in the crisis of 2002 with Yad B'Yad Task Force. And this is the way that the Jewish people are working together like one. Kol Israel Arevim Zevaseh. We take responsibility for others. And now is the new challenge. The war in Ukraine have no end, and nobody knows how long will it take. But we know that there are real needs today. Today, when we are celebrating, there are needed brothers and sisters in the Ukraine. And then we face this challenge with Mesirat Nefesh, to stand by them in 4 dimensions, to rescue, to relieve, to resettlement, and to rebuild. In this dimension, we want right now to share the message of one of our rabbis in Ukraine, now in Israel, helping our people not only to make Aliyah, to have new opportunities around the world. Please help us, please support us to support the Ukrainian people. And now we will share the message of Rabbi Duchovny.
Chag Chanukah Sameach. Dear friends and colleagues, Chodesh Kislev, the first month of winter with the shortest nights, brings Jewish people the light of 8 Chanukah candles, each of which is a dedication to many important events in our personal lives, as well as it reminds us about historical events, hope, miracles, victory, and tradition. I would like to thank many of you who already, following the Jewish tradition, opened your arms and hearts to support Ukraine in its struggle for independence, dignity during the war with Russia. This year, progressive Jewish congregations of Ukraine, as well as the entire country, are left without light. Ukrainians are prepared to endure this winter of power cuts caused by Russian airstrikes. Across Ukraine, missile and drone strikes have left millions without electricity, heating, and water. Ukraine's national power company says that the damage to electricity installations is so great that the demand for electricity cannot be met. A couple of days ago, I was talking to Ilya, a 10-year-old boy from Kyiv Progressive Congregation, Atikva. I asked him about his dreams, and the answer was victory, electricity, and warm winter coat. All that what the small boy is dreaming about are the dreams of millions of Ukrainians. At the time of the Soviet Union, each Passover Seder was dedicated to the liberation of Jewish people from the Soviet Union. And let us now dedicate the upcoming festival of Chanukah to Ukraine in order to bring lights of our hearts and warmth of our souls to every Ukrainian home. Lighting a Hanukkah candle, we are dedicating it to peace in Ukraine, which at the moment is struggling to defend its sovereignty, democracy, and human values. Thank you for the generosity, which goes beyond any values. Your Hanukkah gift, which you may send to the Ukrainian Crisis Fund, organized and supported by the World Union for Progressive Judaism, will bring hope to the Ukrainian progressive Jewish congregations and ensure that we are not alone, because Latin America, as well as the entire democratic world, stands along with Ukraine and its people. May you and your family have a warm, happy, and bright Hanukkah. Chanukah Sameach.
Thank you, Rabbi Duchovny. We send our regards, our hopes, and our dreams, and our belief in the potential of the goodness that we can do to help the Jewish community and others in the Ukraine. There is no place in the world that has a more unique identity with Hanukkah than the modern state of Israel. Because after all, the Zionist dreamers of the 19th, early 20th century believed that the creation of Palestine into the modern state of Israel was the fulfillment and the recreation of that which the Maccabees had done so long ago, a statement of presence, of potentiality, of possibilities, and of hope. To that end, it is my pleasure now to call on Gabi Glasman, representative of the Sochnut, the Jewish Agency, and the WZO for the Southern Hemisphere.
Hola, buenas noches. Realmente qué lindo estar en casa después de un día tan especial. Durante más de 90 años, la Agencia Judía hemos sido la gran defensora de nuestra historia judía. Una vez logrado el objetivo de establecer una patria segura en Israel, hoy acompañamos a todo judío que quiera volver a casa. Las necesidades del pueblo judío cambian. Hoy nuestra misión es garantizar que cada judío, no importa el lugar del mundo en que se encuentre, sienta un lazo inquebrable con Israel. En febrero de 2022, en respuesta a la invasión rusa a Ucrania, la Agencia Judía inmediatamente puso en marcha servicios de rescate para ayudar a evacuar a ucranianos judíos a los países fronterizos y, si los desean, hacer desde ahí. En días instalamos centros de tránsito para refugiados y centros de aliyá en 5 países, que de forma conjunta ofrecieron camas, comida y ayuda humanitaria a miles de personas. En Israel pusimos en marcha nuevos programas de aliyá y masá, cursos de capacitación profesional para dar albergue y soporte a los recién llegados. La agencia desplegó 46 shlichim, trabajadores locales y cientos de voluntarios. El Fondo de Seguridad Comunitaria ha transferido subvenciones de emergencia a más de 80 comunidades y organizaciones en Ucrania. Esta ayuda está destinada a mejorar y actualizar la vigilancia y seguridad en las instalaciones comunitarias. Con el objetivo de movilizar la sociedad israelí para ayudar a los olim y a los refugiados, junto con la Unión de Municipalidades Israelíes y el Ministerio de Relaciones del Exterior, dimos ayuda humanitaria para los refugiados ucranianos. En el operativo se recolectaron en 48 horas 23.000 cajas con equipos básicos como abrigos, cobijas, guantes, gorros, así como artículos de higiene personal. La operación se llamó Toreno, nuestro turno, y el equipo recolectado como parte se envió a los refugiados, en total se enviaron más de 250 toneladas y una cantidad importante quedó en Israel y fue transferida a la Unidad de Inmigración y Absorción en beneficio a los nuevos inmigrantes. La actividad de la agencia en torno a la crisis en Ucrania, así como la actividad adicional prevista en un futuro próximo ante la continuación de los combates y la incertidumbre sobre la situación de las zonas de batalla, las necesidades de emergencia despertaron al mundo judío entero, que rápidamente se sumó a los esfuerzos de ayudar a nuestros hermanos, a nuestras hermanas y a todos los refugiados. Aprovecho este momento para agradecer una vez más la generosa ayuda de la Unión Mundial del Judaísmo Progresista. Hoy, primera vela de Chanukah, visualizamos la imagen de los macabeos como judíos valientes, que con sus acciones deciden el destino de nuestro pueblo y dan forma a la realidad de su existencia. Esta imagen fue y es utilizada por nosotros, los sionistas, para educar con valores muy claros, ser judíos activos, luchadores, que renovamos nuestra soberanía y que nos rebelamos contra el dominio extranjero. No quiero dejar de citar a Herzl en su libro El Estado judío, en el cual dice: por lo tanto, creo que esta generación de judíos maravillosos se levantará de la tierra, los macabeos se levantarán de nuevo. Hoy volvemos a conmemorar el heroísmo de los macabeos y lo hacemos trayendo nuestros valores eternos. Que este día sea una brújula para todas nosotras y todos nosotros y el espíritu de los macabeos esté presente, iluminar y mejorar el mundo en el que habitamos. Hag Sameach.
So I have a question for you wherever you are. Are you ready for Hanukkah? I had to leave my dreidel collection at home in New York City and my Chanukiot collection in New York City. But luckily, we have a beautiful Chanukiah here. And so I think it's time to get ready. I think we need some help to get ready. I hope that you will enjoy the next moment, a very sweet moment, as we will prepare to light the first candle. And so I call on the principal of the amazing Arlene Fern School, Gabi, to come forward with some kids from here. And I invite Rabbi Adrian Fada to come forward as well and lead us now in the blessing for the first candles for this Chanukah of 5783 of 2022. For the world needs light, and so do we, as individuals and as families. So let's create some light wherever we are as we begin here now in Buenos Aires. I'm going to get ready too.
וציוונו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיבלנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Music speaks louder than words, and the only thing that potential is realized by are our words and our deeds to help us dream dreams and to think about the future and possibilities. We are now privileged to present to you from Buenos Aires, Beit Shirah Israeli, which is the Israel Music School for young people here from ages 9 to 23, along with some adults, developed by the Jewish Foundation here with the support of Bama and the Sachnut, the Jewish agency, as a creative space to celebrate culture and art from and for Jewish identity.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של חנוכה.
מי ימלל גבולות ישראל אותן מימינך, הם בכל דור יקום הגיבור גואלה. מי ימלל גבולות ישראל אותן מימינך, הם בכל דור יקום הגיבור גואלה.
ישראל,
ושיר נשמור חנוכת המזבח. הזמרות ושיר נשמור חנוכת המזבח. הלילות הללו אנו מדליקים על הניסים ועל הנפלאות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפוליגנים ועל הגבולות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפוליגנים ועל הגבולות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפוליגנים ועל הגבולות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפוליגנים ועל הגבולות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. בימים ההם בזמן הזה. ניסויי תשועתי לפניי לשבח הצמח. מי ימלל גבולות ישראל אותן מימינך, אין בכל דור יקום הגיבור גואלה. מי ימלל גבולות ישראל אותן מימינך, אין בכל דור יקום הגיבור גואלה. שמע בימים ההם בזמן הזה, מלכי מושיע ופורח, ובימינו כל עם ישראל יתאחד יקום ויגאל. מי ימלל גבולות ישראל אותם מימינך.
Yes, music tells the story, and the story is a most important one. It's one about light and sharing and caring. It's a story this year is special because of the war in the Ukraine, about rescue, resettlement. It is also about eventually helping to repair the communities that have been decimated there. For some of our brothers and sisters are yet there. It's something that we can do. It is something like a tiny flame. Even with one candle in the darkness, there's a lot of light. A group of students once came to a rabbi. They had a simple question. What's a Jew? What is our mission in the world? Okay, World Union for Progressive Judaism, wherever you are in the world. They wanted to know, what are we supposed to do? Unsatisfied by his answers about God and about commandments and about laws, they asked again, okay, Rabbi, but what is a Jew and what is our mission in the world? And finally, the rabbi answers, many, many years ago, before there was electricity, there was a person in every village, in every town, and in every city who had the same job every day when it got dark. He had a tall pole, and at the very top, it was lit like a torch. And he went from street light to street light and lit it. Some places it was oil, many places it was gas. It doesn't matter. But there was such a person. And the rabbi said, these tall lights were ready to be lit each and every night. but sometimes they weren't easy to get to. Maybe a tree had grown over. Maybe the pole was bent. We Jews, since the time of the Maccabees, 2,200 years ago, have helped people illuminate the way in our families, in our communities, for Israel, for the world. We have been like the people in those old villages a century and a half ago. We have been the lamplighters. There's a lot of darkness in the world. These are challenging times. We all, wherever we live, could use some light. Okay, truth be told, maybe some miracles too. So like the Maccabees of long ago, we need to be zealous. We need to be passionate. We need to stand up for freedom and for democracy, for peace and human rights. We need to stand up against bigotry and anti-Semitism and prejudice against whomever. We need to be lamplighters. We need to remind people with the light that each and every human being is created b'tselem Elohim, in the image of God. And with that light, we can see more clearly. Hanukkah is more than an old story and some kids' presents, latkes, gelt, dreidels, Chanukiot. It is also our Jewish response to life. Where there is darkness, create light. Where there is pain, create comfort. Where there is a sense of despair, create hope. So in this Hanukkah, may we find the ability to help one another, beginning with the Ukraine. In these uncertain times, to be lamplighters, with whatever we can do, how little or how much, how often, or even if anonymous. This Hanukkah, let's rededicate ourselves to the possibility, the potential, and hope. After all, a little candle can give a lot of light. So whether it is about personal challenges or communal troubles, let us remember that Chanukah, even with the little colored candles, those are like bright torches, because we can create light with others around the world. Chag Chanukah Sameach, Chag Haurim Sameach. Happy Hanukkah. From the World Union of Progressive Judaism, let us remember to light the lamps and to create hope for our loved ones, for our communities, and for our world. God bless you. Thank you all. Thank you for sharing in these moments. And let us remember that the words of our songs and the melodies that touch our hearts can help us find the courage to light the lamps against the darkness.
Hanerot, Hanerot. ועל הפורקן ועל הכורות ועל התשות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו וימים בהם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הכורות ועל התשות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו וימים בהם בזמן הזה. בימים בהם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הכורות ועל התשות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים בהם בזמן הזה.